Want to travel the world and stay in somebody's home privately? Then join Homeexchange. Hello everybody. Homeexchange is exactly what the word implies. We exchange our homes. Two possibilities. Either somebody comes to my place at the same time as I go to his or her place, or because it's not always easy to find somebody who wants to come to my place at the same time, so there is a system of what is called guest points, meaning, for example, I came to your place and I would give you virtual points for this, so-called guest points, and you just have to leave your flat to me, and at some other time you can go with the points that you have gathered to other places. And that works, you may ask yourself? It does. And have I had surprises? Well, yes, a few. Let me tell you about some of my experiences. There were many more, because I've been doing this for years. So, for example, in Torino, in northern Italy, I was in this beautiful flat with lovely antique furniture and lots of plants. And I know next to nothing about plants. So the owner of the flat and I exchanged emails constantly, and she told me how to differentiate the plants, how much water to give or not to give. And that was really that way we founded a connection with each other. Or, for example, in Genoa, also northern Italy, I found that I was right and the owner wasn't, because she had maintained that in March in Italy you don't need central heating. Well, you do, I can tell you. And I laughed at the central heating had just broken down, you see, and I laughed at myself sitting fully dressed underneath the blankets in the evenings watching Italian television. In Norwich, in England, another example, my Canadian friend had come to meet me there, and one evening we were invited for dinner by the two gentlemen who had given us their spare rooms. A lovely evening that too. Or a last example in Izmir, in Turkey, only 3 days before I went, I finally understood that it wasn't going to be an empty flat, but that I was going to be part of the family, so to say. And frankly, for that, I thought, I'm too old. I don't really want that anymore. But it was too late to disclaim. So, yes, I became part of the family, and I still am a friend of theirs. And did I have no negative surprises coming home into my flat where other people had stayed? Well, once very early in my experience, a French couple wrote to me their little boy had so much loved the view from my French, incidentally French windows, that his little fingerprints were all over my window, and where, please, did I keep the glass cleaner? Or another lovely surprise, I came home and a Spanish family had stayed in my place, and they left me a letter proudly announcing that they had repaired the lighting in my kitchen. The problem was only that I had deliberately made the light on the ceiling not work when I found out that the lighting that this light gave was very ugly. So I had deliberately turned it off, and now it worked again. And once very early in these experiences, I asked myself, why did I do it? Having cleaned the whole flat, having put new linen onto the bed, I really thought, why are you doing this? And then the young Spanish woman, a single parent, came with 3 little children. And she looked so worn out that I never ever asked myself again why I did it. How come it works so well? There is a theory. And, we are grateful to each other that people are willing to leave their apartments or their houses even to us. And we're very grateful for that. So we don't have, you know, when you pay a lot of money, you expect a lot, don't you? When you pay practically nothing, you are grateful, and then you behave in your best way possible. So it's really a wonderful idea, that, and I can highly recommend it to you. So possibly one of these days you and I are going to change our apartments. It's very easy to become a member. Within the membership there's also an insurance included. If something breaks, it can always happen, and it has happened to me, and it was no problem at all. So see you at Homeexchange maybe. Goodbye.